don't give our kids an allowance because we're mean parents.
We didn't want to make the allowance contingent on chores. We were like, you know what, if we're giving you money, help us out a little bit.
I think allowance is ultimately a good thing. I'm not there yet personally.
My kids have an allowance. I allow them to live. I think that's quite generous.
I don't want to
The
give
concept
them
of
money.
giving a child money.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Hi guys, it's Alice from Fin Slippy, and I'm here to talk today about money. Your children and money. We have recently started giving Henry an allowance. We didn't really do like a, you do this chore and then you get this amount of money. It was more like, let's start giving you an allowance. Oh, and by the way, you are now old enough to start really contributing around the house. It hasn't worked out so well with the whole contributing part, but he's getting the idea at least. Anyway, I'm just wondering what you guys are doing in your houses, how you deal with this stuff.
We don't give our kids an allowance because we're mean parents. We're just mean. And actually it's a great way to wisely use child labor. It really is. We give our kids money, but only if they contribute something to the household or the community. I don't want to give them money just for regularly contributing to the family. I don't want to give them an allowance for doing stuff that they're supposed to do anyway.
In my house, we're not really money savvy, or at least the kids aren't at this point. You give my son $1, my 5-year-old, and I give him $1. I take him to the store. We buy a bag of, say, potato chips. We get back our 75-cent change. He thinks the guy has given him something. So, we don't really have money concepts completely down. That said, allowance in my mind right now is not so much about a monetary value and what that can afford, but just the notion of reward. And I think that's pretty healthy for kids.
I have mixed feelings about allowances. I personally do not give allowances here. However, that's because I just don't want them to become, billionaires before I can even pay for my grocery bill. My ex-husband does give them an allowance, and I believe he gives them varying amounts depending on their age.
One of the things that we just started doing is that if the boys want to help around the house, we will give them a certain amount of money for each piece of furniture that they dust. They'll get maybe 10 or 20 or 25 cents, something like that, for each piece of furniture that they dust. And then when Liam's finished, he has to give me an invoice for services rendered. So not only does he have to kind of add up what he's earning and keep track of his time, he also has to be really responsible with the collecting too. So it teaches him several lessons. I'm lazy, so I like to combine all of our life lessons into one thing.
Dana, I like the way you think. That whole few cents for dusting idea, that would really go far in this household. Plus the invoicing idea, it's brilliant, it's brilliant. Turning your own maybe laziness and disorganization into your child's lesson, that's something that never would have occurred to me. Now I'm feeling kind of stupid.
When I can get my kids, especially my 5-year-old at this point, to consistently help me with the table or consistently keep his toys, the dinosaurs, off the stairs, we've done a lot.
We do a system that actually was recommended to me by someone on Twitter, the Twitterverse. And they recommended they said what they did for their child is they gave $3 a week to spend, $2 to save, and $1 for charity. That's worked really well for us. It's gotten him thinking about saving, and it's gotten him thinking a lot about charity, which until now he thought was our basement, because we would always put toys he no longer used in the basement for charity.
Alice, I love your idea of saving some, spending some, and putting some aside for charity. I believe Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were doing that. You save a third, you live on a third, and you give a third away, which is still like a buttload of money.
You don't just deserve just because you are. You deserve because you do. And I think that's how I'll try to kick it with my little ones.
The conversation is happening now at Momversation.com.